Namaste, welcome you all. Today, we have organized this online meditation session to share with you a very unique yet very simple method of meditation. All of us are aware of what is yoga. Many of us keep reading about Kundalini, practice about Kundalini awakening, practice yoga, practice meditation, read a lot of books. But what we are going to share with you today is something which is which is extremely simple. You read a lot of books, you hear a lot of people talk about yoga, talk about Kundalini, talk about spirituality. In this very simple process, we are going to share with you our Gurudev Sri Ramlalji Siak's simple method of mantra chanting and meditation. Now, how this simple process of chanting, mental chanting, silent chanting of a mantra and meditation on Guru Siak's image can awaken Kundalini and can transform a human being from an ordinary physical material life into a completely evolved, enlightened spiritual life. So, this process we will be sharing with you. And to provide you a little bit background about it, we will share with you the philosophy behind it and a little bit information about Gurudev. We can come to that later when after the meditation you will have opportunity to ask your queries and share your feedback about the meditation. Again, I welcome. There are some new people who have joined. I welcome you all on behalf of Guru Siak Meditation. I have a few of our Guru Bhais, Guru Bahins, our spiritual brothers and sisters. They are here with us. So to begin with, what is Guru Siak meditation and yoga? Gurudev Ramlalji Siak was a simple family person born in Rajasthan in India. But as all of us know, the spiritual people, they lead a normal life, yet they are highly spiritually evolved. So similarly, he led a very simple life. He was born in a poor farmer's family in a village, and he lost his father when he was very young, hardly 3.5 years old. And in that difficult life, he got inclined towards spirituality, but due to hardships in the physical life, he could not devote that much time. That is what he used to tell us. Later on, he devoted himself into spirituality and attained the spiritual powers. And later on, he came in touch with Baba Gangainath Ji Yogi, a Nath Yogi who was also based in Bikaner at a place named Jamsar. So Baba Gangainath Ji Yogi was a Nath Yogi. So Ramlalji Siak was blessed by Baba Gangainath Ji Yogi. And since he has also attained those powers, and after blessings from his guru, Baba Gangainath Ji Yogi, he also attained the power of Lord Shri Krishna. So having attained earlier what we call the Nirgun Nirakar Siddhi. Nirgun Nirakar Siddhi is the attribute-less, formless power of the divine. So he attained that power. And after blessings from Baba Gangainath Ji Yogi, his guru, he also attained the power of the Siddhi of Sagun Sakar of Shri Krishna. So that is a attribute-full, a formful image of Shri Krishna. He also attained that power. Now, because of that, what happens? Now, this is something very unique. Having attained those powers and having blessed by his guru and all earlier gurus, which have taken birth in India for centuries, for millennials, Gurudev Siak's entire body and his voice, everything got transformed into a divine form. Now, what happens because of that? And this is something very interesting, that just by meditating on Gurudev Siag's image, people go into meditative stage. And during meditation, they not only experience the awakened Kundalini, they attained all the siddhis and all the spiritual powers which are described by sage Patanjali in his Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Now, no other human being can be able to provide this. Now, interestingly, Gurudev Siag is no more with us. He left for heavenly abode in 2017, 5th June 2017. But his image and his voice, in which he provides the mantra, help us everywhere, wherever you are. You can be in any part of the world, or even if you go to space station. You just have to concentrate on his image and you listen the mantra. You once receive the mantra in his voice. Thereafter, you don't have to listen it again and again. You can chant it in your mind silently without moving your tongue and without moving your lips. So, because of that, having attained that power, Gurudev Siag's energy, Gurudev Siag's spiritual power transforms into us and awakens the inner power within all human beings. So this particular power which works through Guru Siag's image and Guru Siag's voice, this power is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. What it means? It is everywhere, it is always powerful, and it is present anytime. You whenever you meditate, whenever you chant the mantra, the power is within you. So basically what Gurudev used to tell us, that I am not giving you anything extra. The power is within every human being. But you people do not have the mechanism to link to that power and utilize that power. So Gurudev's simple method, we will play the video of the mantra. That mantra you have to listen carefully, and thereafter you have to chant that mantra as much as you can while carrying out your daily tasks. You have to chant the mantra in your mind. As we think, as we read some papers, something, we don't have to pronounce it. We don't have to share it with somebody by pronouncing it, because the mantra will work in the divine voice of Gurudev. So if you want to share it with someone, please share the video or the audio of Gurudev Siag and ask them to listen to it and then start chanting. So once you receive the mantra, the inner power, the Kundalini, now a lot has been written about Kundalini Shakti. Kundalini Shakti is basically, in popular parlance, it is known as the serpent power. A serpent shaped, a divine light, which is in a sleeping mode, which is in a dormant stage at the base of spinal cord. Now this Kundalini Shakti, this divine, the mother divine, that power gets awakened by an enlightened guru. Now we read and we hear about that so and so person can awaken Kundalini, or I practice this and I awaken this. But that doesn't happen that way. There are basically four methods, four processes by which a Kundalini can be awakened by an enlightened guru. The first is by touch. An enlightened guru can touch a particular chakra, power center, and awaken the Kundalini. The second is by sight. An enlightened guru, having attained that power, he can look into the eye of the seeker, a spiritual seeker, and transfer that power. The third is by word, by mantra. You give a divine word which the guru himself has chanted and enlightened. So that enlightened mantra, that word, works within and gives us the power. And the last is the in which your own willpower works, in which, for example, a person who is extremely devoted, extremely dedicated to attain that power, he can do it by, you can say, meditating on an enlightened guru's image. So Gurudev Siag used to tell us, he said that, see, I have been instructed by my guru and other gurus before him during my spiritual sadhana to distribute this blessings of Indian spirituality to all human beings without charging anything. So he distributed it freely. He didn't even take single penny from anybody. He said, Ki, since I didn't pay anything, why should I charge? My gurus gave me because of my dedication and my practice, my sadhana, and I should also distribute it freely to all human beings. Now, since it is not possible for Gurudev to meet everyone and to touch everyone's, you can say, power center, chakras, or you can say look into the eyes. So he emphasized on awakening the Kundalini or sharing the mantra. So all of us, even after he has left for heavenly abode, following his instructions, now reaching out to people who have interest in spirituality, who have interest in knowing about Kundalini awakening and practice this spiritual meditation. We are sharing this simple process of that mantra and meditation. Now, Kundalini, as we know, is in a sleeping mode, and once it gets awakened, there are people who awaken it through Hatha Yoga, but then they cannot control its speed and its location, and therefore we often read about and hear about that so and so having this issue about Kundalini and all. In this method, since the power, the divine power of Guru through his mantra is within us, so that power within will control the Kundalini's location, Kundalini's rise, and Kundalini's speed, by which it is slowly, gradually moving upwards. And we know once Kundalini gets awakened, it starts rising. It rises through a nerve known in Indian yoga philosophy as Shushmana nerve. That nerve is connected to all the nerves of the body. That nerve is within the spinal cord, and as we know, the spinal cord is all connected to our nervous system. So when the Kundalini rises while doing meditation, when we are meditating and the Kundalini is rising 24 hours, but while we are meditating and it is in its rise, if it experiences any blockage, now those blockages could be due to our past karma, due to our, you can say, physical problems, due to our mental stress and other problems, its path gets blocked. But the Kundalini wants to rise and penetrate all the chakras and reach Sahasrar. So to reach Sahasrar and to penetrate all the chakras, Kundalini needs a very clear pathways. Now what happens? Any blockage, when it comes in the upward journey of Kundalini, it induces involuntary yogic movements. Now this is very interesting. We all hear about yoga, we all read about yoga, we meet people, but how this involuntary yogic movement takes place. Now these yogic movements could be of millions of times. We hear about certain types of yoga and asanas and all that. But in this, a yoga exercise will occur in your body as per your body's requirement. Two people sitting together may experience entirely different yogic movements. But the yogic movements, the yogic kriyas will happen only if there is a blockage in the upward journey of Kundalini. For example, somebody will meditate for say 15 days. The person may not experience any yogic kriya because the Kundalini is rising smoothly. And suddenly on 16th day, the person will experience some yogic kriya, because Kundalini faced a blockage, and to clear its pathway, it induces yogic kriya, and it continues its upward journey. Now, this is the actual real yoga. The yoga in Indian yoga philosophy means joining of personal self with the impersonal self, the personal spirit with the supreme spirit. What we hear and what we read about yoga is merely about physical exercises. But that is not yoga. Actual yogic kriyas or yogic postures are those which used to happen among the Indian yogis while meditating and experiencing those yogic kriyas due to induced yogic kriyas by Kundalini Shakti. Now, once that process stopped, because people didn't have the power to awaken Kundalini at mass level, and make people realize those yogic kriyas during meditation. So they just started imitating the different postures which they used to see. But this is not the yoga which we see, the different postures, etc. The second biggest fallacy about, you can say, all discourse on yoga, people have reduced it merely about, you can say, a fit body. A fit body alone is not enough. We need a body, we need a mind, we need a soul, we need a consciousness. All of these, if they are in harmony with the nature, with the supreme, then only we can lead a very peaceful and blissful life. We know there are sports persons, there are gymnasts, there are different people who can do amazing things with their body, but it doesn't mean that they are at a higher yogic level. So yoga is about merging yourself with the supreme. And this kundalini, when it rises and it reaches, after penetrating all the 6 chakras, when it reaches sahasrar. Now sahasrar is at the what we call the crown chakra. Now kundalini is starting from the base of the spinal cord, reaching sahasrar, merging with the ultimate supreme. Now kundalini is the mother divine and the father of the universe, we believe, that is based at sahasrar. So merging of these two, kundalini reaching sahasrar, is termed in yoga philosophy as moksha, as salvation. And it is very much possible while leading a very normal physical life, a very normal family life. You don't have to renunciate the world. You don't have to run into forest. You don't have to run into mountains and get into isolation and then meditate for, you can say, decades. It happens within seconds. You just have to have the faith and you just have to have the desire within. And how this happens? Because this power was always present, but the person who could transfer that power as a larger level to all human beings wherever they are was not available. So Gurudev was blessed with that, and Gurudev distributed it. He instructed all of us to distribute it freely, because spirituality is priceless. And he said there cannot be any fee for that. People who charge fee, they do not have anything. People claim to be guru, but they don't talk about who was their guru. So the power of, you can say, Indian yogis, Indian philosophers, Indian sages, that power is available free for every human being, wherever you are, whatever physical condition you are, whatever race you have, whatever nationality you have, whatever religion or faith you believe in. We don't want anybody to change anything. Whatever food you take, whatever lifestyle you have, whatever personal choices you have, please remain whatever you like good for you. We don't want anything to be changed. There is no restriction, there is no condition. You lead a normal life as you have been living till now. But you just have to add two things. You have to listen that mantra, which we'll play right now. You listen to it, and then you start the mental chanting. You can do your washing, you can do your writing, you can do your jogging, you can do your reading, you can do watching TV, you can chant mantra while you are in bathroom, you are taking bath, you are brushing your teeth, any activity, whatever you are doing. You can chant the mantra in your mind without disturbing your daily life. As much you chant, the better it is. This is the seed mantra. This is like seed. The more seed you put into the garden, the more flowers will come. So this is the seed mantra. The chanting has to continue. And even if sometimes it happens that we get distracted, we lose track of, you can say, chanting, no problem. Whenever you again recollect and remind yourself, you start chanting. So that is the first part, maximum mental chanting. Second is meditation. Now, meditation can be done twice a day, in the morning, in the evening, preferably without, you can say, taking any heavy meal. Means I would say if you have taken a heavy meal, then keep at least a couple of hours of gap. You can do it in the morning. You can take a light breakfast, or you can have your tea or coffee or whatever you take, juice in the morning. You need not to be, you can say, entirely empty stomach. If you are empty stomach after getting fresh in the morning, that is wonderful. But even if you have taken something light, no problem, you can meditate after that. Evening also, for example, you have taken heavy lunch or something, or evening snacks, etc. Keep some gap, and then you can meditate. Why we ask for this, that meditation after heavy meal is not advisable, because the the concentration will be affected. And in case your body requires some yogic kriyas, and that at that particular moment the body is not in a state to undergo those kind of yogic kriyas, then yogic kriyas will not take place. See, this is very unique. Gurudev used to tell us that the world is doing is that they see a yoga teacher outside and they try to imitate, they try to follow his instructions. But in this, the yoga teacher is within you. That yoga teacher within will guide you and will instruct you what yogic movements will take place. So while you are meditating, how to meditate? You just have to sit down, or you can lie down. If you cannot sit down comfortably, you can lie down. You can sit anywhere. You can meditate sitting on a chair. You can meditate sitting on the floor. Whatever position you feel comfortable. There is no restriction as such. You have to have a particular posture also. Posture will occur automatically. A posture which is required for your body and which is comfortable for your body, that posture will automatically come during meditation. You sit down in a comfortable position. You look at the Gurudev's photo, Guru Siak's photo. You look at it for, you can say, 30 seconds or 1 minute. Remember the image, close your eyes, and then form that image, remember that image at your Agya Chakra, that we call as the third eye, the center between the eyebrows. So you just have to concentrate there, look at the image of Guru Siak, concentrate here, keeping your eyes closed, and start chanting the mantra. Now, before starting the meditation, it is always better to pray to Gurudev that, Gurudev, I want to meditate for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever is comfortable. So I want to meditate. Please give me your blessings. You pray for that. And if, for example, if you pray that I want to meditate only for, you can say, 12 minutes, then immediately after 12 minutes, your eyes will open. You don't have to even set an alarm clock. If you say, I want to meditate for 19 minutes, then immediately after 19 minutes, your eyes will open. You just have to, again, the Guru is within you, and the Guru will set the alarm for you. Preferably, we say you can meditate for 15 minutes. If you have more time, you can meditate longer. No problem with that. So meditating once in the morning, once in the evening. If somebody has whole day free, there is no harm in, you can say, meditating third time or fourth time. But we suggest that your physical life, your family life, your professional life, your academic life should not get disturbed. So Gurudev used to say, ideally 15-20 minutes in the morning, 15-20 minutes in the evening. That much of time everybody can spare for his spiritual development and his physical and mental peace. So that is what we also suggest. Otherwise, as per your convenience, you can practice this. So this is the simple method of meditation which you have to practice. Now, during meditation, as I mentioned, you may undergo certain yogic kriyas if the rising Kundalini experiences any blockage. Now, these yogic kriyas could be in any form. These yogic kriyas could be physical kriyas like movement of limbs, movement of hands, movement of neck, or a different yogic posture than what you were sitting in, or later on also the pranayam, which is popularly known as breathing exercises. Automatically you will experience that the pranayam is happening, the breathing exercises are taking place. And also you may see some divine light, you may hear some divine sounds, you may see some visions, you may see some scenes from past or present or even future or something. So those things will happen as you practice this meditation. So what you have to do is you need to be absolutely relaxed. You need not to worry about what is happening in my body. You don't have to change anything. Let it happen. Whatever is happening, whatever is occurring to you, whatever is being shown to you, whatever is, even sometimes people feel an intense desire to laugh or even to cry. Let it happen. Don't stop it, because these are yogic kriyas which are required for your body, your mind, and your soul. So let it happen. You are sitting far away. I'm sitting right now in Delhi, in India. People are from different parts of the world attending this session. You attend this session, we will ask you, we will play the mantra, and we will ask you to meditate for 15 minutes. And thereafter, we will have a question answer session. And after that, wherever you feel comfortable, at your home, at your office, you go outside, you go for some holidays, you carry on with this chanting and this meditation process, and you will experience the most unique spiritual benefits which we have only read or which we have only heard about. So all of you are unique. All of you are directly connected to the Supreme. You are manifestation of that Supreme Spirit. Gurudev used to say that you are gods, and the God is within us. The Supreme Spirit is within us. We just have to connect to it. And Guru, an enlightened Guru, helps us to connect with the power within. So the power is within all of you. Whatever religion you have, whatever faith you have, whatever choices you have, whatever country you reside in, all of these are immaterial. All human beings have this power within them, and all human beings can awaken this power and can connect to this power and can rise to highest spiritual level and attain the divine transformation of body, of mind, and of soul. Now, what are the benefits? Because many people are interested in what are the benefits of this chanting and this mantra and this meditation. The first is, as I mentioned, due to yogic movements, definitely there will be physical strength and physical health will improve. People suffering from all kinds of ailments, they notice improvement within days. So whatever physical ailment is there, this spiritual meditation and this yogic movements, the Kundalini induced yoga, which is popularly also known as Siddha Yoga or Maha Yoga. So this Kundalini induced yoga will purify your body and help you lead a very healthy life. Second is the chanting of mantra will help you overcome all kinds of mental ailments, all kinds of what we say, the stress, the depression, the phobias, all kinds of mental problem will gradually remove, you will get rid of all kind of this, because the more you chant, you will feel a blissful stage. You will always feel as if you are leading a very light existence. You are like floating. So immediately once we get connected to the Supreme and we feel very, very light and very blissful within, so automatically all kinds of, you can say, problems or the situations which occur in the environment, they will stop bothering us. So chanting of mantra will help you get rid of these mental ailments. The third is this chanting and meditation will change our tendencies. The transformation will come at the cell level. I would say it's a biological thing. It's a very scientific process. It's not something imaginary. So your cells will start changing, and the cells which demand certain kind of addictions in the body, because if those addictive substances are not provided, the body gets into what we call withdrawal symptoms, and an addict is forced to take some more amount of that addictive substances. So people who have got addicted to certain things, it could be anything. So your body will go into transformation, and you will no longer feel any need for those addictive substances, and this transformation will also come from within. So now any human beings, there are basically, these are the problems: a healthy body, a healthy mind, a peaceful mind, a blissful mind, and leading a good, happy family life, a social life. Then there are what we call as the spiritual ailments. Now, spiritual ailments are due to our past karma, our experiences in this life. As we all know, in Indian yoga philosophy, we talk about buddhi, that is intellect. We talk about man, that is mind, and we talk about chit, that is consciousness. Now, in this, the chit, that is the consciousness which is accumulation of our experiences, accumulation of our emotions, accumulation of our interaction with other beings and other factors in the environment. Those experiences affect our personality. It is, I would give you an example. For example, if we go to a beach, a crowded beach, we see on the beach, we see a lot of footmarks, different kinds of hundreds of footmarks are there. But if a wave comes, then we see that all the footmarks are removed, and then the sand is now absolutely normal without any mark. So this is how all those footmarks are on our consciousness because of our past experiences right from childhood. We experience different kind of emotions, different kind of interactions, and due to that, our chit, our consciousness get affected. Now, once you start meditating, you will see that the wave of bliss will come into you and will remove all those negative influences of past experiences, and you will be free from your past karma, and you will be rising in your spiritual journey, leading a very happy social life, personal life, professional life. So this is what the process is. I think everybody has understood. We will play the mantra, and we will ask you to meditate for 15 minutes. And thereafter, I would welcome you all to ask any question or any query you have. You can also write down if you want to write down after meditation if you have any query. So can we have the mantra, please?
अब मंत्र बता दूं, उसको जपना है क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं क्लीं, गै की ध्वनि निकल के पीछे, क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं 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 क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं। अच्छा, अब ध्यान करो भाई 15 मिनट यहां मुझे देखो और नाम सब चालू रखो। कोई प्रकार की योगिक क्रिया हो तो घबराएगा नहीं। 15 मिनट ध्यान करो, 15 मिनट में अपना बंद हो जाएगी। मन ही मन जपो और जब नहीं होना चाहिए। क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं।
Okay, so all of you heard the mantra and also how to meditate. Now the image of Gurudev will be on your screen. You can look at it and remember the image at your Agya Chakra between your eyebrows, keeping your eyes closed and silently chanting the mantra. You can pray to Gurudev that Gurudev, please bless us for meditation for 15 minutes. Today we will be meditating for 15 minutes. And after that, leave everything on the inner power, the inner Guru, and let inner Guru guide you. Bless you all. Let's meditate for 15 minutes.
Some people just join. Can we repeat
Okay.
method of meditation? Yeah.
Okay. Just briefly, I'm sorry, some people have joined just now. See, there is a photo on your screen you are seeing right now. The photo is of Sadgurudev Sri Ramlalji Siag. We have explained about the philosophy, but right now I'll just very briefly share with you the method of meditation. You have to look at this photo. We will play the mantra again. You will have to listen to that mantra. You will have to chant that mantra silently. Today, during meditation, you have to chant the mantra while looking at this photograph, keeping your eyes closed, remembering that at your Agya Chakra. So focus on the photo. Remember this. Close your eyes. Again, try to remember the photograph, keeping your eyes closed, and start chanting the mantra. So before meditation, you can pray to Gurudev, ask for permission, ask for blessings for whatever duration you are going to meditate. Today we are going to meditate for 15 minutes. That is a preferable time. So you can always meditate for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you feel comfortable. So the mantra has to be chanted as much as you can. Leading your daily life, doing your daily activities without getting anything bothered by anything. Let it continue in your mind. The mantra will continue, and after some time, the mantra chanting will continue automatically without you making any effort. So we are going to play the mantra for 30 seconds. Listen to it carefully. This mantra should be listened in Gurudev's voice only. Listen to the mantra. After that, you don't have to listen to it again and again. You have to chant it in your mind. During meditation, the mantra chanting should continue and your focus should be on image of Gurudev while keeping your eyes closed. During meditation, if you experience any yogic movement, any yogic kriya, any yogic exercise, please do not worry. Let it happen. These yogic movements will happen to purify your body, to purify your mind, and purify your soul. These yogic movements are induced by the Kundalini Shakti which gets awakened after listening to this mantra in Gurudev's voice. And when you meditate on Gurudev's image, you will experience the awakened Kundalini Shakti and its benefits. So regular chanting of mantra, silent chanting in your mind without moving your lips, without moving your tongue. The chanting should be silent, and daily meditation, preferably twice a day, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, before you can say taking any heavy meal, not after having any meals. You can keep a gap. So twice a day meditation, continuous chanting will give you all the benefits of Kundalini awakening and will lead you towards a very healthy, very happy life. We will come back to the question answer session. We can explain further because there are many people who have joined and who want to meditate. So we will play the mantra and then we will show you Guru Siag's photo. You can concentrate on this photo, meditate on the photo while silently chanting the mantra. Thank you. Play the mantra for 30 seconds, please.
मंत्र बता दूं, उसको जपना है क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं क्लीं, गै की ध्वनि निकल के पीछे, क्लीं कृष्ण क्लीं 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 क्लीं Krishna cling, cling, Krishna cling, cling, Krishna cling, cling, Krishna cling. अच्छा, अब ध्यान करो भाई 15 मिनट। यहां मुझे देखो और नाम सब चालू रखो। कोई प्रकार की योगिक क्रिया हो तो घबराएगा नहीं। 15 मिनट ध्यान करो, 15 मिनट में अपना बंद हो जाएगी। मन ही मन देखो और जो नहीं होना चाहिए। क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग।
Okay, so everybody has listened to the mantra. Now chant the mantra in your mind and meditate on Guru Siak's photo. We can start meditation, and after 15 minutes, we can have your feedback, or if you have any queries, we will answer to that. Thank you. We can start meditation now. It's 8:42.
Meditation time is over. Please stop chanting of mantra and slowly open your eyes. Kuldeep ji, bhai sahab, please take over.
Good. Raviji, now could you coordinate with the participants, ask them, each one of them, if they want to share their feedback, and then if there is any query, I'll answer that.
Sure. Kuldeep ji, Jai Gurudev. I think all of you must have come out of the stage of meditation. If not, some of you are still there. I request you to open your eyes slowly. And if possible, you want to turn on your camera and share how was your experience in these last 15 minutes. If any of you experienced anything that you want to share, feel free to do that. Or any query that you have you want to ask.
You can ask individually.
Yeah, so Spencer Drilling, I think by the name of Spencer Drilling, would you like to share how has it been for you? And did you do it for the first time? Yeah.
Yeah, it is first time. Yes.
Sure. This is my first time doing this meditation. I've been practicing transcendental meditation twice daily, so doing some mantra chanting. This worked well for me. I got deep into my state. And one thing that I've noticed whenever I'm meditating, I don't know if this is anything, but my thumbs, a couple of minutes into the meditation, will begin to pull towards my other fingers, and my pointer fingers will kind of pull back as well, like this. So, and that did that this time as well as the previous times. I felt like I had about 2 years ago gone through a peak experience, an awakening, Kundalini awakening. I'm not sure, but I don't know if it processed all the way through. It was a very hard and difficult experience, but I did experience several months of, I don't know what else to call it besides bliss. So I'm not totally sure if this is processed, but I mean, I didn't have anybody around me at the time that spoke any of this, that had, any of this type of language. I started to try and find out what was going on, and you guys post into that Kundalini Awakening group on Facebook. So I joined here tonight to see if I could go further in my journey.
Okay,
That's about
great.
all I have.
That's great. Thanks for sharing. And as Mr. Kuldeep already explained, that's a journey which just starts. And the journey actually, the Kundalini awakening just happens and then it starts traversing. So some of you might get, some moments immediately on the very first day. It may take few days. So it's a journey which is started. So wish you a good luck and let's hear from others. So Gary Lampard, would you like to share how has been your experience during the meditation?
Please unmute your mic, Gary.
I think many people joined late, so they could not understand and they did not meditate.
Yeah.
So
any other person, maybe say I can see Peggy Ann has joined earlier and has done the meditation as well. You would like to share how has been your experience in these 15 minutes of meditation, Peggy? You can unmute and share. Feel free to do that. Les, I see you are there. Did you meditate to share? Yeah.
Yeah, I was late. I'm sorry. But time zones and shit, getting a hang of it for the first time was a bit difficult. I put my thumbs together with my forefinger as well, almost naturally. And when I'm meditating, I find that my whiskers bristle. And it's a little bit unnerving at times. No, I was wondering how regularly you did this because, like, I missed this one. I don't want to miss it again. Because, like, for here it's tomorrow.
So, which current location are you basically from as of now?
I'm in New Zealand. Yeah.
New Zealand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think as this is your first time, and Mr. Kuldeep mentioned, you can practice this twice a day, morning and evening. Mostly not after heavy meals. Before having meals, you can try this. And as the journey of Kundalini starts now, so all those things, like, it will automatically detect where in our body there is some issue. So it may induce any kind of involuntary yogic movements. It may be just moving a specific part of your body, or any kind of movements, or any kind of kriyas or movements we call it. This may happen automatically. So you just need to do two things now onwards. One is the chanting of the Sanjeevani mantra. You can chant it any time of the day, whether you are doing a walk or you are just having a bath or shower, any daily routine that you are doing. In parallel, you just need to chant the Sanjeevani mantra. So this is the first thing. And 2 times you just need to practice the meditation. That's what we did today. So that's how yeah.
Okay, one question was, it flashed across the screen a bit fast for me to read it in English. And can you look at it? Is it actually shown somewhere on the website that you can actually see the mantra that you're supposed to chant? Because I'm not sure I had it right.
Mentally chanting you are asking about?
No, he's asking about the mantra. If you search on Google Guru Siag mantra, so there will be plenty of videos available on YouTube. Okay. And you also please in the comments, please write down your email ID or something. We will send you the photographs and we will send you the video of the mantra, etc.
Thank you.
Okay, I would request everyone to please mention from where you are, and see, the Spencer, actually, you have written down many people in terms of, you can say, pronunciation. Some pronounce it in a klim, and that confusion remains. And the second is the divine sound of Gurudev is critical. So for the newcomers, somebody who has received initiation, has already received the mantra, we can also share the mantra by, you can say, correcting the pronunciation. Though in silent chanting, pronunciation doesn't matter much, but it's still some people get confused. So if you hear it in Gurudev's voice 3-4 times, then it will become very clear to you. So, and yeah, thank you for your email ID. We will send you the details. And the only thing is that sound of ang, after the first word, which gets repeated again, and in between there is name of Krishna. So the kling ang. So ang, if you experience in your mind, if you think of that word, there is a vibration over here at the crown of the head. Ang. So that sound has to be there while we are pronouncing. Again, I'd say we don't have to speak it loudly. We don't have to share it, you can say, to newcomers by writing or by sharing, because it will work if we listen it for the first time in Gurudev's voice. So always ask others to listen it in Gurudev's voice and then the mantra, because his divine voice is carrier of that power. So you can always share it with, and always search on Google. And since you have provided your contact, others can also share, you can say, from where you are and your contact details. So we will provide you all the details. So see on the screen, you can see the meaning and, okay, what is the meaning of that word, which we have to pronounce silently. So in that divine word, the sound of K represents Krishna, Shri Krishna. The sound of E represents Radha. So L is the sound of Ananda or the bliss, and the sound at the end of Ang is like merging of Krishna and Radha, the feminine divine and the what we call the Purusha, okay, the father of the universe. So it's merging of both. That is this mantra is all about. And this the more we chant, the faster Kundalini will rise and reach Sahasrar and provide us all the divine benefits. So this is the mantra all about, and you have to chant it silently. Anyone else want to?
Yeah, Gary is
share
there. Gary, please. Yeah, you have unmuted your mic. Please continue. Gary Lampard. Yeah, Mitra Prakash, please.
Yeah, I was suggesting, like, if some, I think less you had confusion about the pronunciation, you can say it aloud now, and if we see that it's not correct, maybe Kuldeep ji can correct you now itself, if you're not sure about the pronunciation.
Thank you, but I'll pass just now. I'm going to practice.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so you can go ahead, Rakesh ji. Next person, they want to share their experience.
Yeah. Anybody want to share? They can unmute themselves and then can continue. Else, I think we completed. I think.
And in the chat, any one of you, I think you are already seeing the chat. So we have given the links to our WhatsApp groups. If you want to join and share and get more information through WhatsApp, you can click on that link to join that group. Facebook and Telegram channel has also been provided.
Yes, TM. Yeah, Sankara Narayan, please.
Yeah. It's simply fantastic. A nice experience for me. It's a very good experience, and I love it. This is the first time I am doing Kundalini Awakening, but it's very simple.
Could you please speak a little loudly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your voice is not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, better than before.
Audible now?
Yeah, better than before. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is my first time. I love it, and it's very simple, practicable, I think it's good for me to start with this. I love this. It's very simple and practicable. That's what I feel something new today.
Great. So in the 15-minute meditation, any particular experience that you want to share? How has been those 15 minutes you want to share?
Actually, for me, sitting 1 hour is just for meditation is the first time. Just I felt nothing. Just I was simply just thinking about that mantra. Just thinking about that
Okay.
mantra and Guruji voice. That's all. But just simply I was following that. I felt some calmness, some calm and new experiences for me. So let me
Okay,
try
great.
some more
Thanks.
time and I'll keep in touch with you people. Thank you. Thank you for a great session.
Okay, you're welcome.
Rowan, you want to say anything? Else we can conclude.
Anybody having questions in mind? If somebody has some queries, yes, Les.
Yeah, one more query from my side. Is there any food restriction?
Sorry, I was just going to ask. I can't find the link for the WhatsApp. I came in through the Google Meet. Where do I find
Okay.
the link?
Rakesh, could you please share that page of contacts, the WhatsApp groups and etc. And yes, Mr. Narayan, there is no restriction regarding food. The changes will come also within. You don't have to change anything. The inner you can say transformation will automatically change your thinking, your choices, if it is required. If it is not required, then there won't be any change. If you are leading a sattvic life, but the transformation is from tamasic to rajasic, and then from rajasic to sattvic life. That transformation will also happen as you chant the mantra and as you meditate. So gradually you will see a lot of changes happening. You may not observe it, but others will observe slowly that there is a change within you. So those changes will come, but you need not to change anything. You need not worry about that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Guldeep.
And Les, were you looking for just for the link, or were you asking the purpose for your for the WhatsApp group?
I was looking for the WhatsApp link, but I've just joined the group via a link or something. So
Okay.
I've said hi in it.
To join the meeting, you have to use the Google Meet. The WhatsApp group is for us to send you the photos, the mantra videos, and any advice or question and answer. So just
Cool.
for us
No,
to
no,
be
no.
together.
I was just looking for, like, I hadn't seen the group, so I found it now, so I'm happy. It's cool. I use WhatsApp all the time.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, Spencer.
Let me give this thing a shot. What did I put here? I said, let me see if I've got this phonetically correct. Kling, Krishna, Anga, Kling. Is Kling, Krishna, Anga, Kling.
But no, Rakesh ji, can you please play the mantra again?
Yeah, there is no anga actually. So yeah, listen carefully and then you can repeat it back, Spencer.
Okay.
Rakesh ji, please play the mantra. Voice.
Yeah, I think there's some audio issues. So while Rakesh ji is working on the technical problem, it's basically cling, and that repeats again after the second word of Krishna. So cling, Krishna, cling. So I think Rakesh ji will be bringing that mantra back up. I'm just trying to explain while he brings it up.
Krishna, cling, Krishna, cling.
Okay,
Cling.
so
So
Oops.
करने से आपके शरीर में सोई हुई कुंडलिनी शक्ति
Cling, Krishna cling, 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 cling, Krishna cling,
Okay,
cling,
Rakesh.
Krishna cling, cling.
Okay, that's
So,
what I was doing. I was just making sure that I didn't miss the
yeah.
the ga or the anga at the in between somewhere. I wasn't sure if I was missing that. So yeah.
So now it's clear. And anybody having any query, any doubt, we can explain. Otherwise, we will close it. And I would request everyone, you have given your details, and our team will contact you, will share with you the video and the photos, if anything else, and the future programs intimation also. And it's a very simple process, very simple mantra also. Nothing to worry about and nothing to change about. So I would request you to practice, and if you get any benefit, share your experiences with like-minded people who are also on the similar path of a spiritual journey. And that would be wonderful if more and more people get benefited and rise spiritually and lead a peaceful life, a healthy, happy life. That is what we want this world to be, because there are too many crises that we have been facing. And if we can contribute something to make this world better and to make humanity live a peaceful, blissful life, that is our small contribution. We are all working in that direction. And let's hope more and more people get aware of it and get benefit from it. So thank you. Since no question is coming, any hand being raised if I am missing out?
Just wanted to add something that as some of you must have joined it for the first time, and we wanted to tell you that frequency of this is every week we have. I think we'll be planning to have the same timing every week. And you guys can actually inform others as well in your circle that this is what is going to happen on this particular day at this time. Though we will be sharing the next program schedule with you through your contacts, but we'll appreciate if you can share it with others in your friends and family so that they can also take the benefit of the same.
So let's conclude this. So thank you very much for giving your 90 odd minutes, and wish you all the best. Wish you a blissful life. Wish you a great spiritual journey. We will keep in touch. Thank you very much.